Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we're diving into some hot-off-the-press NFL news that could have serious implications for the Atlanta Falcons and the entire NFC South. You know how much we love our Falcons, and as fans, we're always looking for that edge, that piece of news that could tip the scales in our favor. Well, right now, there's a story emerging from the Dallas Cowboys, a team that's been facing some serious challenges in their secondary, especially at the cornerback position. And yes, I know what you're thinking. What does that have to do with the Falcons? Well, everything, because it involves a player who might just become available and who could fit perfectly into Atlanta's defensive puzzle. Let's start by setting the scene in Dallas. Cowboys, a team that's been a perennial playoff contender, has a cornerback situation that's been anything but stable lately. Despite having some star power, their secondary has been plagued by injuries. Last season, Trevon Diggs, one of their top cornerbacks and a real game-changer, went down late in the season. Diggs, who's known for his ball-hawking skills and ability to lock down top receivers, tore his ACL, and the recovery timeline has him missing the start of the 2025 season. That's a huge blow for Dallas, especially considering Diggs' status as an All-Pro and one of the most feared cornerbacks in the league. Cowboys fans and analysts alike have been watching his recovery closely, knowing that losing a player of his caliber leaves a massive void. But Diggs' injury isn't the only concern in Dallas. His partner on the boundary, DaRon Bland, has been stepping up in a big way. And folks, let me tell you, Bland has been nothing short of spectacular, especially considering the circumstances. Last season, he set an NFL record with 5 pick-sixes in just 1 year, a feat that really showcased his playmaking ability and his knack for making game-changing plays. Bland, a 5th-round pick in 2022, has developed into a cornerstone for the Cowboys' secondary. He's young, talented, and has shown he can handle the pressure of being the #1 corner when needed. The team expects him to be ready for Week 1, likely starting opposite Kaiir Elam, a former first-round pick acquired last season from Buffalo. However, here's where things start to get interesting for us Falcons fans. Despite Bland's impressive performance and the fact that he's currently Dallas's most reliable cornerback, probably the healthiest one on their roster, the rumor mill suggests that he could be on the trading block before the start of the season. That's right. Some NFL analysts believe that Bland's name could be floated around as a potential trade target, especially with his upcoming contract negotiations looming. And that's where the Atlanta Falcons come into the picture. Right now, the Falcons are desperate for defensive upgrades, particularly in their secondary. Last season, the Falcons' pass defense ranked 25th in the league, an area that's been a sore spot for us all year. We've seen how a solid cornerback can transform a defense, and Atlanta needs that kind of playmaker to help turn around their pass defense struggles. So naturally, the idea of targeting a player like Bland has gained traction among some analysts and fans. His ball skills, his youth, and his proven ability to create turnovers make him an enticing option. But hold on, I can already hear some of you asking, isn't Bland too valuable for Dallas to trade? And that's a fair question. The Cowboys, like many teams, are facing some financial decisions. Bland is due for a new contract, and his potential extension could approach $95 million in total value. That's a hefty price, especially for a team that's dealing with injuries and depth issues on defense. Still, the Cowboys have been tight-lipped about their plans, but it's worth noting that they might prioritize maintaining their defensive depth over investing heavily in a single player, especially if they believe they can find a suitable replacement or develop their younger players. Plus, when you look at the injury history of Trevon Diggs, who's coming back from a serious knee injury, Dallas will likely want to hedge their bets. They can't afford to lose their best corner again and be left scrambling mid-season. That's why some insiders believe Bland might be the most valuable trade chip they have, someone they could move if the right offer comes along. And for Atlanta, this could be a golden opportunity. We've seen how a cornerback with Bland's playmaking ability can elevate an entire defense. His 5 pick sixes last season are evidence of his knack for big plays, and imagine what he could do in Atlanta's secondary with the kind of defensive scheme coach Arthur Smith has been developing. Now, let's take a moment here to appreciate the larger picture. The Falcons have been on a path of rebuilding, adding key pieces through the draft and free agency. We've seen some promising signs from our young players, but it's clear that we still need to bolster our secondary if we want to contend seriously in this division. The NFC South is tough. Teams like the Saints, Buccaneers, and Panthers are all making moves, and if Atlanta wants to stay competitive and push for that playoff spot, we need to be aggressive, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Acquiring a proven player like Bland could be exactly what we need to turn the tide. Of course, there are questions about how feasible this trade really is. Dallas isn't just going to give away a player of Bland's caliber for free. They'd want draft picks, perhaps a young player or two, and maybe some financial incentives. But Atlanta has assets, and with the right negotiation, a deal could be possible. It's all about timing and value. If the Cowboys see Bland as a player they can replace internally, or if they get a good offer that helps them in other areas, a trade might make sense for them, especially if they're looking to free up cap space or rebuild their defense around other pieces. Now, for the Falcons, bringing in Bland would be a statement move. It would send a message to the rest of the league that Atlanta is serious about winning now. And it would give our defense a significant upgrade, someone who can lock down top receivers, create turnovers, and energize our entire unit. Plus, having a young, talented corner like Bland could help accelerate the development of our secondary and give our pass rush more room to operate. A strong secondary opens up so many possibilities for our defense to thrive, and it creates more opportunities for turnovers and big plays, which are crucial in close games. But beyond just the on-field implications, it's about the culture. Bringing in a player with Bland's attitude and skill set can inspire the entire team. It's about creating a winning mentality, about showing that Atlanta is ready to make bold moves and take risks to get back to the top. And let's not forget the fans. Imagine the excitement of seeing a player like Bland in the Falcons' colors, making game-changing plays and helping us reclaim our spot as a formidable force in the NFC. So, what do you think? Could this be a real possibility? Are the Falcons truly eyeing a move like this? And if they do, what would it take? Draft picks, maybe a young player, or some cap relief? It's all speculation at this point, but the signals are there, and the timing might just be right for Atlanta to make a splash. In the end, this is a story that highlights how dynamic and unpredictable the NFL can be. Every year, we see teams making bold moves, swinging for the fences, and sometimes it pays off big time. The Falcons have shown in recent seasons that they're not afraid to be aggressive when the opportunity arises. And with a player like Bland potentially on the table, we might see Atlanta step into that arena once again. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you think the Falcons should pursue Bland? Would he be a perfect fit? Or do you believe Dallas will hold on to him because of his immense potential and playmaking ability? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us and to the Falcons' future. We're all in this together, and I'll be back soon with even more updates, analysis, and inside scoops on the Atlanta Falcons and everything NFL related. Keep the passion alive, stay tuned, and as always, go Falcons.